Let's check audio real quick.
Oh, for sure.
I'll put it on Snapchat and send it out wherever I send it. And I'm getting a... Actually, give me one sec.
Okay.
That's the wrong number. I'm sorry.
What? No way. Somebody parlayed Kyle Lowry and Kyle Kuzma to get triple doubles. 5 to win 19,000.
Did they hit it?
Yes. It was the first of Kuzma's career.
That's crazy.
That's unbelievable.
Some of these people got to be time travelers.
I feel like FanDuel just gets ripped off because every day there's your
some...
bets post some like ridiculous parlay where somebody wins $20K off of like $5.
Johnson puts it in close. Irving gonna get one up. Down three. Triple T gives it up. Thomas for three. With the day to put it back. It does not matter.
All right, let's get started. Do you check the audio?
I have it pulled up right now. Let me just unmute.
Jesus.
Yeah, mine's good.
All right, mine should be good then. Mine normally doesn't really mess up. Did you see the schedule I put at the bottom?
Yes.
Word.
I'm waiting for you to speak here.
Do you like all my random ass bets?
I do. Yeah, yours is good too. Yeah, you've got you got some good ones in there.
All right, let's get started then. We'll get started.
All right, I'm gonna post on Instagram.
Sweet. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host. Give me one sec.
You good? It's a rough start. We got a long ways to go here.
Nah, we're restarting it. I started talking and I was like, what is going on? All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys Podcast. I'm your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
It's Super Bowl week, Chris. It's well, I guess it's been Super Bowl week, but now it's Wise Guys Super Bowl week.
Yep.
And sadly, I shouldn't have started with that. I mean, we got to push that back. We had a busy day yesterday with I'm trying to sit in class, I'm trying to pay attention. How am I supposed to pay attention when freaking James Harden's getting traded to the 76ers?
I got out just in time. My last class, I end early on Tuesdays and Thursdays. My last class ended at like 1:30, and that was like right as dominoes started falling.
I
just came home and like everything went down over the next couple hours. It was awesome.
I was in an interview to be like some like peer leader for something, and I was like, I'll go to this interview and stuff. And I'm sitting there, and I look in the my fraternity group chat. James Harden officially on the Sixers. I was like, oh. Mm-hmm. So I just didn't pay attention. It was a group interview. I was spacing in and out. Not gonna lie, I was in and out. I had to, I had
imagine
to
all the scenarios that were gonna play out in your head.
All right, so let's talk about it. The official trade. It finally happened. We look like fools. We thought we were gonna. We said that it wasn't gonna happen.
We did. Well, like Woj said, it wasn't gonna happen, so it wasn't like it was a bad bet.
That's true. So the official trade is Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, 2 first-round picks for James Harden and Paul Millsap. My initial reaction was, I can't wait to see Ben Simmons beat the 76ers in the playoffs.
He fits really well.
He fits great, but the only issue is he needs to actually we haven't seen him play in a year. But
yeah.
I think
they need to get Durant back.
Yes, they
Like they're
definitely.
the 8th seed right now.
No, they definitely need to ride that right back. Especially they just lost to the Wizards, which we'll get to them later. But
That was an epic game.
all right. Well, and here's the other thing: James Harden fits perfectly with the 76ers as well. I think both guys got exactly what they were looking for. Clearly, Harden, what a baby, man! Like he is like the biggest
report
baby in the league.
that came out that was like Harden wants a trade from the Nets, but he doesn't want people to know that he wants a trade from the Nets. And it's like, who are you fooling?
And it's like, what if that comes out? He might as well just request for a trade at that point. And
it's like, oh, everyone. It's not like everyone knows why he's sitting out games.
Or if he just randomly got traded to the Sixers, do you think they would have been like, oh my god,
what? Harden wanted out.
I can't believe I can't believe they did Harden dirty like that. Like, no.
Yeah, they sat him 5 games in a row and then traded him. Wow, the Nets are a terrible organization. Yeah, like James Harden, who are you fooling?
I can't believe we said this last episode. I can't believe we come to the point where we're feeling bad for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Now it's gonna be. I think this will be kind of like a legacy changer if he can win with these two nutcases on his team. And it's funny because like they are nutcases. They are a detriment to their former teams, but they're really good basketball players that are really gonna help out what this Nets team does. And I think getting Seth Curry, and getting Andre Drummond really help with depth within the team that they had none of.
Yeah, that was like the biggest thing that they need. Like they didn't need any picks or anything. They needed just guys that can come in that are like just professional basketball players, and that's what these guys are.
I am shocked.
Like Curry and Drummond, they're not world beaters or anything. They're not gonna like change your team dramatically, but like Curry can shoot and Drummond can play down low, and they just needed guys. Like honestly.
And they needed a big man. I think Drummond's really gonna help them. They didn't have any. They have Nicholas Claxton, which is like, I don't know. He's like 22 years old. So this is like a real, actual veteran that plays pretty hard. I think he played pretty well for the Sixers this year. And what surprises me is how it seemed like it turned into the Nets being desperate at the end. You know,
How so?
Because the Sixers waited, and everyone called them a fool for waiting. And then they actually got exactly what they wanted the whole time. And
yeah, that's true.
But they didn't have to give up Maxey or Thibault or any of their young guys that they actually like. Of course, they got rid of Seth Curry and Drummond, who is gonna hurt when they're not there, especially when eventually Embiid gets hurt. But the fact that they didn't give them up shows me that the Nets were like, all right, this guy, James Harden, is a nutcase. He's going to just leave in free agency, so we might as well get rid of him.
Also, the picks that they gave up. Like, when you look into how those picks are structured, like, they're protected, I think, top 8, and then it gets, like, pushed back, and they're still protected.
There's a way, it's funny, with the NBA, they have so much these random protections where I'm pretty sure with this pick, it's like top 8 protected, or they can just push it back to next year and it's like top 6 protected, and then they can even do it again and it's top 4 protected. Like it doesn't make any sense. But and a huge thing for Philly is that they might have given up those picks that they don't care about, and now Harden he already opted into his player option, so you have him for next year. My question is he going to request a trade next year as well?
We'll see how it goes. I mean, he just doesn't seem like a guy who fits in Philadelphia. Ignoring the fit on the floor. Just thinking about like the way that
he's gonna love them cheesesteaks though. He's gonna love them cheesesteaks. Well, you know what's gonna happen? I'll give you exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna flare out in the playoffs, maybe even lose to the Nets. And then all the Sixers fans are going to be mad at Harden for flaring out in the playoffs. And then he's going to be pissed and want to leave.
Yeah, well, like you think there are certain guys who like can handle Philly, and there's guys that can't. Like Embiid will just give it right back to him. Like Embiid doesn't play around; he doesn't care, so they respect that. Harper's the same way. And then you get guys like Donovan McNabb, who he gets booed at the draft, and then he like cries about it for his entire career. Like there are guys that just don't handle it well, and I don't think like Harden doesn't seem like he will. And it
No,
doesn't
based-
like you saw what happened to Wentz. Guys like that, like they get run out of town.
No, they do get run out of town, and he's gonna have a contract up at 33 years old, and they're gonna have to pay him a max contract for probably like 5 years at 33 years
Yeah.
old. So the fact that the Nets got rid of a guy who is inefficient this season, an ISO selfish player that has been proven not to win in the playoffs, for a 25-year-old all defensive player, runner up for defensive player of the year last year, and has been the two like full seasons he's played has been an all-star and all-pro in both of those seasons.
Yeah.
So when you put it into perspective that way, Ben Simmons doesn't look that bad.
Right. But
Especially when you don't need his offensive production.
yeah, well, that's why he fits so well
Yeah.
because on the Sixers he was like the second best player, and you expect him to be the second scoring option, and he literally couldn't. He couldn't be that guy.
No, he couldn't do it.
So now they have two of the best scorers in the NBA, and you don't really need it to. But you look at it from the Sixers side, you say all that, and it seems like they got robbed. But chances of winning a championship just went up dramatically.
No,
I know I don't like Harden. I'll preface it by that. I don't like the way that he plays. I think he chokes in the playoffs, and I think he's soft. But Simmons wasn't gonna play.
No,
And
exactly.
Harden is like, I don't know how many All-Stars he has. So I'm pulling up his
And
he's a
scoring
9-time
titles,
All-Star,
and
he's an MVP, he's 7-time All-NBA, a 3-time scoring champ. Like, he's legit.
No, of course it's legit. And I just think when they give Ben Simmons, who has been an asset that no one has seen, and the fact that he is going to be able to actually play on this team, and the best part actually is that he's going to have a couple weeks or least where he's going to be able to play with just Kyrie for whatever their away games are. And just all those bums that are on their team now, so he can get back into the flow, warm back up, and Kevin Durant can see what he can do. You know, he can see what he has to do and what he can teach. Because when you have mentors, like, the one way to fix basketball is when you have mentors like Kevin Durant and maybe not Kyrie Irving, but you have Kevin Durant on your team. He can fix you when you play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a guy that people compared to LeBron at the beginning of his career. And I know he hasn't stepped up, and I know he's not going to shoot like that, but he doesn't need to here, where Harden, all I've seen the whole year is just him being fat, hurt, lazy, uncommitted, and I just feel like that, of course, their championship odds went skyrocketing. I mean, they didn't even have Ben Simmons playing, but I think they're getting a James Harden that they're expecting a James Harden that they're not getting.
It's possible. But there's also a chance that he was just fat and lazy because he didn't want to be there. And now where he's somewhere he wants to be, like, he'll actually look good. Because I feel like that happened last year. Or not last year, 2 years ago.
No, last
Was it
year.
last year?
Last year,
Yeah, okay.
when he got traded to the Nets.
Like, at the end of his Houston days, he was fat and lazy and he wasn't playing well. And then he went to the Nets and he was like a whole nother player.
That's
We'll
true.
see if it's a cycle where you only get a couple good months out of him before he decides.
Yeah, and when is he
gonna
gonna
move
wear
on.
down? Yeah, and I don't know. It's the main thing is it's that playoff record, man. You get a proven loser. That's what you just traded for, a proven loser.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, and it's not like Embiid's won anything either.
no, exactly. This whole Sixers team hasn't won anything ever. So I think that. I mean, it was a great trade for both teams. I think both teams had to do it. And I think both teams are now in contention to win the title. And I
Do you
think
know that the Nets are the betting favorite to win the title this year right now?
I wouldn't go that far. The betting
They
favorite
are.
out of everybody,
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
it's ridiculous.
But
That'd be 8 seed.
if this Ben Simmons works out, it's going to be like it's literally
I know.
they just traded for their own Draymond Green. And they have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And now Seth Curry.
Yeah, they have shooters now.
They have shooters, and Seth Curry he's short and can't do too much on defense, but him and Drummond will play their heart out in defense. Simmons will lock down. He's like a go dog. He'd just be like, go guard Drew Holiday. Don't let him score any points, and he won't.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he did to Trae Young a couple times.
Yeah, he murdered Trae Young. So I think it's a great great trade for both teams, and that's where I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
So next up we have let's talk about your Zards. Oh wait, I was gonna talk.
I'm excited. What were you gonna say?
No, I wrote that I was gonna talk about Celtics first, but whatever. Go talk about the Zards.
Oh, okay.
I already started it. I forget which one I put first, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So,
So
all right. Anyways,
trip me up there.
I know. Anyways,
I think,
the Zards.
I
Go
think
ahead.
that I'm excited.
You think that you're excited?
Well, I like Porzingis, and you know how I feel about Bertans. And Dinwiddie's been a massive disappointment, and no one liked either of them. So they were literally dead weight. You might as well ship them off for whatever you can get. And Porzingis,
It's a good haul to get back.
Know.
This is so.
When he went to the Mavs for the first time, I thought that they were gonna win the finals with him and Luka playing together. So it's still in the back of my head, this guy's a machine. I don't know. I haven't watched enough of him. His numbers are still solid, not anything crazy, but he should be an all-star level player.
He is. I mean, he's the unicorn. We've seen him since he got drafted. You're right. When that Mavericks trade happened, it was the end of the world. The Knicks fans were done. They wanted to switch over, switch teams. It was a travesty when it comes to the Knicks side. And now, ever since they got traded there, Porzingis is just. I think he just doesn't like Luka, to be honest. He hasn't bought in. I feel like he's always injured. And why not take that risk? You have Bertans, where you spend him $80 million on him. Dinwiddie, who literally on the team
didn't work.
Reports came out that no one liked him. And you get Porzingis here. And at first, when I saw the Montrezl Harrell trade, I was like, oh.
All right, that one I didn't like.
I was like, that was kind of a crappy trade. But now you replace Harrell with Porzingis. You just got nothing for Harrell. That was the issue, is that you got absolutely nothing. You got Ish back. Wizards legends, Ish Smith. When I saw that tweet, I thought you were joking.
No.
Oh, that is absolutely brutal.
It's a DH Gate one. It's probably the nicest made DH Gate jersey that I've ever gotten. And now it's just a relic.
That is so brutal.
When I saw that, I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
Especially, you got nothing for him. Vernon Carey is. I don't even know who that guy
back.
is. I know. I said Wizards legend Ish Smith.
Vernon Carey, I thought might be decent.
I mean, you got it. Yeah, he's a Duke player. He's 20 years old. So.
And then I saw his numbers, and I was like, yikes.
I don't know how much he played though. Did he play at all? Because he was the 32nd pick. So. I don't know. But he's a Duke guy. Always upside. Always upside.
He's probably been hurt this year. He's only played 4 games.
Yeah, always upside.
So yeah, I guess I like the upside. I mean, they don't need a center.
No, they don't, but whatever. I love the Porzingis trade though. I think this is great. You have him, you have Kuzma, and Kuzma is becoming your star.
He's our best player.
You have him, Kuzma, and maybe this this is the only thing. If Porzingis plays his heart out, it makes sense to re-sign Bradley Beal finally. This now gives you a chance to actually re-sign Bradley Beal.
That's what I think with the move. That's what the goal of it was. It was, okay, you can't play with Dinwiddie. Let's bring in someone that you probably will be able to play with and function with. Now will you please re-sign? That's my guess.
I had thought that he was going to re-sign anyways. I think as long as they pay him, he's gonna resign. But
I don't know.
You think he'll leave?
I don't know anymore. I would leave.
I mean, I would too. But $200 million is hard to pass up. But
yeah, I guess.
now you have like another star. You know, you have a guy that you can claim as a star. You're right. He's an all-star level talent. It's there. It's in there somewhere. We've seen it.
Uh-huh.
We've seen it happen. And maybe just him and Luka just weren't it. And the thing about this trade is I don't know what the hell the Mavericks are doing. I think this is a terrible trade for the Mavericks.
I don't know. I mean, obviously it wasn't working with Porzingis, so they had to try something.
But Dinwiddie
Bertans is atrocious.
Dinwiddie
Like, he's dead weight.
loves to have the ball in his hand.
Mhm.
And you know who else loves to have the ball in his hand? Luka Doncic, who's way better than Spencer Dinwiddie. Also, they have Jalen Brunson, who they could have flipped because he's an unrestricted free agent, and they're not. Other teams can pay him more money than the Mavericks can.
Right.
I don't know how that works, by the way, but they can. And now they have all their cap space taken up by Davis Bertans. So I don't know what the hell they're doing. I guess they get shooting from Davis Bertans, but
No, not really, though.
yeah, that's exactly.
When I saw that he was part of that deal, I did laps around my apartment.
At first it was just Spencer Dinwiddie, and I was like, oh, like pretty good deal for the Wizards. And then I saw that Davis was in it, and I was like, holy crap, they just got rid of Davis for nothing. I mean, for Porzingis, like what a dub, what an absolute dub.
Yeah, that was a good feeling.
This is
The Trez one bothers me.
I mean, great job by the Hornets. I don't know how that was even possible. I guess the Wizards were thinking like maybe they knew they were getting Porzingis, and they were like, Montrez is expendable now. I kind of would want Montrez on the team to like toughen him up.
Well, that's what I was thinking when I tweeted about that when I said we just got rid of the hardest player in the league and acquired the softest.
Yeah.
Because Harold, like, I don't know. I guess it probably wasn't a great fit, but he was just so fun to watch because of the way he plays. Like, every game, I think he might punch someone in the face or dive into the crowd for a ball. Like, he brings energy.
He does. And
I
who
hate
doesn't
losing
love
a
energy?
guy like that?
Yeah. Especially when there's so many soft like players in the NBA where it's nice to see a refreshing change of someone who will get in your face, and he's a decent player, and the only thing that I wouldn't feel that bad. He's been on like 7 teams already in the NBA. So like I wouldn't feel that bad about it.
I guess, yeah.
It does suck you have a jersey though.
Yeah, it's a real shame. Oh well. I'll get a Porzingis one, and then they'll flip him in the offseason.
I think Porzingis is gonna be a staple in DC. Let's get him.
I hope so.
Let's get him in there.
I really do.
So winners and losers. I think Wizards won the Porzingis trade. Losers Mavericks, but then the other way around for the Charlotte trade.
Yeah, definitely.
And did you guys even save any money? Like, is that something you could have
got
done?
Money for Aaron Holiday.
I did see that. Yeah, you guys got cash for Aaron Holiday, which I always thought Aaron Holiday was like at least decent.
I forgot he was on the team until we traded him.
That's fair, and that's why you got money for him.
So I'll take that one.
So,
but they don't have a point guard right now. I mean, I guess.
Return of the Ish.
Yeah, that's the starting point guard on this team.
What about shooting guard? Oh, KCP.
I guess, yeah. So that's the problem is like Beal's out the rest of the year. So you are running with Ish, KCP, Kuzma, Porzingis, and I don't know, Denny.
I don't know. You guys were on the tank section anyways. Like you guys are ready to tank anyways. Ever since
once Beal went out, there was no shot.
But it's all right. You guys just beat the Nets with no one on them right now. So actually, Kyrie played, but
nobody else.
Still got the dub. The Celtics.
It all comes down to what they do with Beal. That's the last thing I'll say.
Yeah, that's fair. I think he either leaves in free agency. Actually, never mind. Never mind. There's no other options. I think he just leaves in free agency. That's what I'm gonna think happens.
A sign and trade would be fine.
A sign and trade.
As long as he doesn't just straight up leave, that would be
pretty brutal. That'd be pretty brutal.
That would be really tough, especially because there's so many opportunities to flip him.
I know, it's been so many years of, well, he's gonna leave eventually, and then now it's here. Now he's leaving eventually. The eventually is now.
The future has arrived.
So the Boston Celtics. I started off the day. Remember how excited I came in after that podcast with Mr. Bol and PJ Dozier. They had a great career on the Celtics. Neither of them missed a shot. I thought that was stupid. Like, they got under the luxury tax, and I was like, great, got under the luxury tax, but you could have had, like, I think the upside of Bol is worth a roster spot, even though he's injured. And they didn't have to trade both of them, but
I mean, you might just be blinded with like your expectations, irrational expectations of what Bol can be.
No, I definitely am. But it's just fun to have someone who's that freakish on your team.
I know.
So, whatever. So that happened. I was like, whatever. He wasn't ever going to play anyways. And then the Josh Richardson, Derek White trade happened. And I wasn't like, that didn't, light up fireworks. Like, yes, Derek White. Like, I wasn't bouncing off the walls. I liked Josh Richardson. I thought he was good for us. Then they had Romeo Langford in there, and I was like, all right, whatever. Like, Romeo was gonna play. He's garbage. He can play on the.
You were trying to send me Romeo Langford to get Beal at one point. So.
And then came the 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
And the one this year, I don't like not having a first-round pick.
No, it sucks.
It's not fun. It ruins draft night, and now that's stupid because it's not like we're gonna win the finals or anything with Derek White. And then did you see that there's a pick swap for 2027? Have we learned nothing from the Brooklyn Nets? A pick swap from 5 years from now. Tatum's gonna be 30 years old and maybe not even on the team.
Right.
And I like Derek White. Like, he's a good defensive player. He has some good scoring nights. He can't shoot, and he's good at defense. Kind of sounds like someone that's already on the roster. Marcus Smart. So now, like, great. We'll have a great defense. But if Tatum or Brown has an off night, we're not scoring.
They're going to be a hard team to watch.
Oh, they already are a hard team to watch. They're an awful team to watch, bro.
I can speak from watching Maryland this year, which, by the way, remind me to talk about that game last night. But having no shooters on your team is the worst thing to watch in all of sports.
I'm aware.
It's so frustrating.
And then comes the Dennis Schroeder trade, which I heard, like, Schroeder was going to be, like, traded for 2 second-round picks or whatever. I kind of like Schroeder. Like, he wasn't a great shooter, but, I don't know, he was fun to watch. He had some good energy. And we got Daniel Tice back, which I don't mind Daniel Tice, but he just signed a 4-year, $35 million deal, and now we just traded for that deal. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I get it. Like, he's going to be another big man, but he's under contract for 4 years. He's 29 years old, and he wasn't that good. He gets fouls every time he moves on the court. He takes one step, and he gets a foul.
The Jan Mahimi syndrome.
Yes. I mean, I like the guy. He's a hustler. He'll be good when we have to bench out Robert Williams or Al Horford. But I felt like we could have gotten something for Dennis Schroeder. And
we gave up Bruno.
Which I kind of liked Bruno.
Everyone likes Bruno.
Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't like Bruno? And we just gave him up for nothing. Yesterday, I was like, all right, these trades, like, weren't that bad, but I kind of feel like they're ass.
Now that you're, like, talking
I'm talking through it. I like Derek White. He'll be fun to watch, and I'm excited that he's on my team. But I wish he was like a 45% 3-point shooter instead of like a 31.
Well, 45 is like ridiculously good.
Give me
take like
39. Like this.
Whatever happened to Neesmith? Shouldn't he be shooting?
They refuse to play them. They refuse to play anyone they draft in the draft. So And then I guess that's why they gave up first-round picks, because they're like, we're just not going to play any of the guys anyways. Unless they're 45 years old or Jalen and Jason, they're not going to play. I don't know.
There's one headline from the Derek White trade. It just says, the Derek White trade is a disaster.
I wouldn't go that. The 2027 first-round pick is an absolute disaster. That is absolutely uncalled for, and there's no reason why that should happen. Whoever the GM of the Spurs is, should get a raise for that one specifically. And Brad Stevens, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Like before the trade deadline, it was like, oh, we need shooters. Because of course we need shooters, and we didn't get any shooters. I don't know. Hopefully,
and you got rid of a guy who's actually a decent shooter, Richardson.
Yes, yeah, and Richardson was playing well. Oh man. Now you ruined my mood. It's ruined.
What do you mean? You put it on the schedule.
I ruined my own self. I didn't talk this through.
I had no takes. I literally had no takes about the Celtics. I was gonna come in and just play off of you. And so you can't blame me for this one. I'm just reciprocating your energy, right?
I didn't talk it through. These trades happened, and I just I pushed it off to the side, and now here it is. Talk about the future coming back. We couldn't.
We'll do it live.
We couldn't have gotten Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans. We couldn't have traded I don't know. Actually, they probably don't want Richardson, but we couldn't have gotten if they were gonna give Porzingis for that little. No. Porzingis for that little.
Okay.
We have something we can give him. We can give him something for Porzingis. And now if they got Spencer Dinwiddie, why didn't we trade for goddamn Jalen Brunson? Jalen Brunson's exactly what this team needs, a facilitator that's good at offense. All right, I'm done. I don't want to talk about that. I'm done. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. I don't understand it either. Not to go big picture depression, but I don't see what direction they're going in either.
I haven't seen
this is not a good feeling.
This is not a new thing though. I've seen no future with this team where there's any moves that make any sense. Hopefully Al Horford's gonna be expiring next year. Hopefully we can trade him. There's an out on the what's his name, Daniel Tice trade, but why trade for him if there's an out? I saw
out.
Basically we can get off his contract, but we just traded for his contract. We didn't have it. We didn't have his contract. It was stuck on the Houston Rockets, who are ass. They're garbage. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Big Brad is really disappointed me. Hopefully, I'm gonna root for Derek White. I'm not. Of course, I'm rooting for all of them, but I really need something from my guy Derek White over there.
He better be an all-star.
Yeah, he better be good. Man. He better shoot the lights out. I can't wait for his first game. He's gonna go 1 for 7, just like every other player on the Celtics.
Twitter's gonna implode.
My Twitter. I gotta say, with all these trades going on, I was active on Twitter. I was going numbers.
You were firing away.
All right, next up, we're gonna talk about the 4-team trade that happened, which I don't even know. 4-team trade should be illegal, but
it's way too confusing.
It's too much going on.
It's the thing about 4-team trades or even 3-team trades is it always seems like somebody slipped in there and just
it got nothing.
Something.
Got something and gave up nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
There's always something I think in this whole.
Really looked into this one too much,
I think the one who slipped in was the Detroit Pistons, who just got Marvin Bagley, and the only thing they gave up was Josh Jackson, which Marvin Bagley, I don't know if you remember, got drafted before Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
And of course he's been bad, but there's always upside. And if you're the Pistons, why do you care? Why do you care if you get Marvin Bagley? Go ahead, play him with minutes. Him and Cade. Why not? So
I guess, yeah.
What doesn't make any sense
so
is
they
why
really didn't give up anything else?
I don't think so. Unless they gave up one of those second-round picks.
And it seems like their presence was not needed either.
No, that could have been an individual. That's the other thing. It's these could have just been individual trades. All the 4-teamers. Right. There's no reason why the Pistons and Kings could have been on a separate call. Like, I don't know. Maybe Trey is Trey Lyles on? Was he on the Pistons?
See, I don't.
Oh, he was. He was on the Pistons. So they gave him
Okay.
Trey Lyles as well, which another big whoop. The main key from this is Serge Ibaka on the Bucks is great.
Mhm.
This is a great deal for the Bucks. I know Serge hasn't been great this year. He played in the G League for a little bit because he was just didn't have his oomph anymore. But they don't have Brook Lopez right now. DiVincenzo wasn't doing it right. And if this is a healthy Serge Ibaka, it's gonna be great for the Bucks.
It's crazy that he's still around.
Yeah,
Ibaka.
yeah, I know. He's only
I don't know
32.
how he's still making. Is he really only 32? I
Yeah.
guess he's like 40 years old. Yeah, I didn't realize how bad DiVincenzo had been.
Yeah, he was injured all of last year. They won the chip
Right.
without him, so you might as well get Serge Ibaka, who you can play and will need to play in the playoffs.
He's a good guy to have in the playoffs.
And
Like,
even
he's experienced. I don't know, he's tough.
he's also
So-
this is gonna sound like stupid, but he's a good locker room presence, if anything.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, definitely.
so yeah. I mean that's kind of all I have.
He was on the Raptors team that won the finals, right?
Yep.
Or was he gone by then?
No, he was there. He won it and then went to the Clippers. That's kind of all I have to say about this trade. There's nothing else. Like Rodney Hood and Semi Ojeleye don't do anything for me. Marvin Bagley doesn't do anything for me either. And I guess DiVincenzo's on the Kings now, which the Kings are just doing what they want to do. Kinda, it's like when-
They hung on to Rashawn Holmes, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did hang on to Holmes. So they have him and there's going to be a lot of good buyout guys that the Celtics are going to need a buyout guy. They have 5 roster spots. They signed 2 of their G League guys, and that's going to be terrible. I don't want Isaiah Thomas. I love Isaiah. He did great things for the city, but I really don't want Isaiah Thomas on my team.
You bring Isaiah Thomas back when you're like 14th in the East, and
Yeah,
you
or
need
the
to sell some
or the
tickets.
Lakers, and you need
That's
something.
when you bring him back.
Yeah, I don't. So other small trades.
He's
that
lurking
happened.
too. He's
IT.
been lurking for a while.
No, he's always lurking. He got Brad Stevens had it. He mentioned him today, and I was like, oh my god, Brad. So some smaller trades. Thaddeus Young is on the Raptors now, for Goran Dragic.
Thaddeus
which,
Young is still in the league.
I know, and so is Goran Dragic. Which
Yeah,
I think,
what is this, like the 2013 trade deadline? Paul Millsap got traded. Drummond, Ibaka.
I think apparently Gordon's gonna get bought out, so they gotta protect him first from the Raptors, and I guess that like they needed a center, but I guess Thaddeus Young is cool. Like sure, that does nothing. Again, does nothing for me. Let's see what other small trades that did nothing for me happened. Oh, Pacers, Torian Craig. I guess he's good. Like he's all right.
Well, Indiana got Jalen Smith.
But yes, that was the other thing. Jalen Smith. I wanted him to go to the Celtics.
Yeah, I want him on the Wizards.
He's good. I think they don't really play him. They never really played him.
Well, he had like
Protective
one
low pay.
big game, I remember. Because I know Maryland basketball Twitter was like all up and excited because, or maybe it was like, I think he had 2 blocks in a game. Or
He
like
just
a
doesn't
block
get
and
any
a
playing
dunk.
time.
Yeah, I know.
So it'll be excited to see him on the tanking Pacers. So that'll be
Mhm.
fun. Any other?
Yeah, I gotta make it a note of mine to actually watch the Pacers now because I want to see how
How
he
Jalen
turns out in
plays?
the NBA. I always thought that he can be a really good NBA player. He just needs a lot of time.
I think Bruno can be too, but
Bruno doesn't have the skill set that Jalen does, though.
yeah, no, that's true.
He doesn't have the scoring ability. I don't think. Like he was a good post player in college, but that stuff, I don't know. A lot of the time, that doesn't really translate to the NBA when everybody's as big as you.
Fair. All right,
Jalen just had like really good basketball skills.
I don't really know. You watched all of Maryland, so I don't really know. But go speak your truth about him. Chris has his stamp of approval on Jalen Smith still.
Yeah. I'd
Okay.
rather have him than Porzingis.
Oh, God, really? You're there. You're already there. Porzingis just pissed him off that much that he's already there.
Hasn't even played a game yet.
All right. Well, I think that does it. Those were all the NBA trades. It was a refreshing NBA trade deadline. It was nice that the hype finally lived up to it. And maybe might have been terrible for me. Hopefully the Celtics. Hopefully
At least
it works
we got
out.
some content out of it.
Yes, and hopefully it works out. But we finally got some trades done, and we don't have to just project that trades could happen, and then when we do the trade deadline, talk about nothing. So, anyways, let's move on. Chris, did you know that something's happening Sunday? Something big's happening Sunday. Come on.
There's a concert in LA.
Yeah, and the Puppy Bowl.
Dr. Dre.
The puppy. All right, it's the Super Bowl this weekend, so let's get down and let's talk some money. Let's get down to business. Defeat, what is it? The Mons? I don't know. I don't know the song. But anyways,
What?
come on, like the Disney song. Let's get down to business.
Oh.
I don't know what it is though. Anyways, let's talk about bets. Let's talk about money.
Open up your books.
Talk about football. Write this shit down. We're coming in with some heat. And Chris, go first.
Tails.
I love tails.
Never fails.
Absolutely love tails. If
I
you
may
pick
or may
head, you're
not know someone who has a sizable wager on tails.
How much? How much we talking?
I think it's $50.
On tails?
So not like
no,
I
it's
guess
$50
that's
on tails. Holy shit.
it never fails, so you can't really can't complain about it. Even if you lose, you're like, well, it never fails. So
That's true.
my head was in the right spot.
That's true. With the coin toss being mentioned already, I have the winner of the coin toss loses the game minus 105, which if you look back,
How do you get those odds on that?
I don't
Why
know.
is it only minus 105? Why isn't it at least minus 110? That makes no sense to
I
me.
have no idea. But the past it hasn't the winner of the coin toss hasn't won the Super Bowl since Seattle beat Denver on Super Bowl 48. Just saying.
Interesting.
Just
So this
saying.
one's got some research behind it.
Yes, it has history behind it. So the Seattle Seahawks were the last team to win the coin toss and then also win the Super Bowl. Pretty impressive. It's been a while since they've won the Super Bowl. If you don't
I mean,
know.
the law of large numbers would tell you to roll with the other side then.
Nah.
Okay.
It's about skill. They get the coin toss and they're feeling cocky, you know? It's all in the mindset of the players. All right.
Sure. Okay. Tails also has a leg up on heads all time in Super Bowls. I think it's like 29 to 26. It did come
Really?
across that one as well, yeah. So not a ridiculous advantage, but you'd be profitable if you bet tails every time. Anyway, my next one, my site has player comparisons, and I was looking at total rushing yards, and Cam Akers is favored like head to head against Joe Mixon by 6.5. I'm taking Mixon plus 6.5 for rushing yards.
So what is it? Plus 6.5 rushing yards, just specific
Yards, yeah.
Oh, that's an easy.
Or I could just take Mixon leading rusher versus Akers, which is probably slightly better odds.
I like that because I don't think Akers is gonna get a lot of carries. He has been
I
not.
don't you look at his numbers, and I don't know why he's has these odds.
No, I know he hasn't been good in the whole playoffs. Ever since he's been back, he hasn't been good. Which I don't blame the guy. He tore his goddamn Achilles, and now is playing for a Super Bowl run. But it's just not. It's not really working right now. It's not that he gets 20. He might get 20 carries, but he'll get 10 yards with it.
Yeah.
So maybe
He
not
doesn't
10,
scare me at
but-
all.
No, he doesn't scare me at all either.
Let me try to find. Okay, Mixon to have the most rushing yards is minus 116. So you might as well take the plus 6.5.
So since we're talking about rushing yards right now, Sony Michel, most rushing yards in the game, minus 900. I love it. Give me them plus 900. Sorry, not minus 900. Plus 900 for him to the Bengals are not going to be able to run the ball. And if there's any sort of competence, they'd give Sony Michel carries instead of Akers because Akers has been trash. Sony Michel's been
What's
there.
the
He's done it.
What's the Sony Michel touchdown line?
Oh, I don't know.
'Cause I would take that.
I do think he'll
I'll
get a
try to
touchdown
find
as
it.
well. But I just think Joe Mixon will. I think he's gonna get a lot more receiving yards than he does rushing yards. And Sony Michel, I feel like could win this with like 80 yards.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So I think it's great odds. You're really getting the bang for your buck here, and I love it. Give me Sony. I got it. You know, you knew I had to have a Sony bet.
I know. Sony first touchdown scorer plus 1,700. I kind of like that too.
First touchdown scorer.
Yeah.
Mm,
Or last.
interesting. Well,
Which one do we like better? First or last?
I would go last. The first touchdown. The only reason why I say that, minus 145 to be under the number of the touchdown, the player who scored the touchdown, 23.5. Basically, it just can't be a rushing touchdown. To be any other touchdown, just can't be a rushing touchdown by any of the running backs. Or a catching touchdown.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking like receivers are in the 80s, but like they're all
Not
in the
anymore.
teens now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think unless it's T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, or any of the other running backs, this is it. I mean, Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, all are under. So I think it's just good odds. Good bet. Good solid bet.
I can't get off the Sony thing. I'm still looking at the Rams, specifically Rams last touchdown scorer, Sony Michel
Sony
for
Michel.
plus 1,000.
Yeah, but you can get most rushing yards. That's what I'm saying. Like the plus 1,000.
I like that one way better.
You like that one way better than the most rushing
Yes.
yards in the game.
He's gonna get like the third most carries in the game.
Not if they
inside
play
the
it right.
5-yard line.
Not if they play it right.
What do you mean not if they play it right?
I'm
They
saying
haven't played
don't
it like
rush
that in
Akers.
playoffs.
Yeah, and they haven't gotten
Like-
crap from their running back. So time to switch it up.
I guess.
Ride my
I like
boy.
mine
He's
better.
been there before. He's
I am
beaten
riding
the
your
Rams
boy, just
before.
in a different way.
Well, I meant the Rams.
Okay.
They should know out of everybody that he is a Super Bowl player. It's Mr. Sony Michel.
He's been there before.
He's been there and beaten the Rams before. So
That's right.
so they should know. But
All right.
anyways,
Um,
let's continue.
My next one, and this one I flipped on. It's Burrow under 11.5 rushing yards. And when I saw the line, I was like, oh, gotta go over on the Burrow yards. Like, remember those 2 third down conversions he had where he ran? And then I looked up, like, his game-by-game rushing yards. Let me pull it up real quick.
Oh, I bet he averages
It's
like
not.
5.
It's not a fair line at all.
No, I bet he
He's
averages
gotten
like 5.
over 11 3 times in
his career?
21 games. So that was where that bet was placed. 25 last week against the Chiefs, 25 the Broncos.
How much
and
did he get
20
against? Did he
against
get
the
any
Lions.
against the Titans?
He got it 5. In that game, he was running for his life.
Yeah.
Still only mustered 5 yards.
Mustard.
So that's where that one. I hate taking unders on player props. It's like the least fun bets to make.
Mm-hmm. But it's
But-
there. It's the numbers say
I
it's
feel like
there.
the numbers, the math lines up here, and
Good old
it's
math.
tough. It's tough to go against the math.
The number one enemy of the wise guys, besides Zuck
Zuckerberg and math.
and math. All right, my next one is sacks in a game over 4.5, minus 245. This could be Rams sacks in a game, minus 4.5. Or
I was looking
4.5
at. I was
in a
trying
game.
to find the Rams sack line.
I
and
bet the
think
line-
it was like a ridiculous odds.
It's got to be crazy.
I think it was like 3.5, and it was still minus 200 or something.
Like
for the
it's
over.
Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, and Von Miller. They gotta get at least
against the
4.5
worst
sacks that
offensive
line. Yes.
line that's ever played in a Super Bowl.
Yes, against a guy who got murdered in the divisional round for 9
Mm-hmm.
sacks. So now, like, I don't need 9 sacks. I just need 4.5. I need half of those, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't even need him on Burrow. I think the Bengals have a decent pass rush, and I don't know. Stafford gets himself into some stupid situations. So,
Yeah, he does. You know what I was looking for?
what's the
That-
Stafford interception line? That's a
Not even
must.
that. I want either Stafford fourth quarter interception or last turnover or last interception thrown to be Stafford. I
Because
feel like you can get even money there with
Oh.
Burrow versus Stafford last interception. Give me Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, he always gives you one, man. He will give you one every single time. So
I'm waiting. It's gonna happen at
yes,
some point.
it'll happen at some point. You just got to catch it. Like the Niners didn't catch
Yeah.
it. So
That's
if you
right.
catch it, you'll get the
It was
turnover.
right there. Well, in the Bucks game, it didn't happen either, but it was substituted with a snap that went 10 feet over his head, and then 3 more fumbles that followed that.
Yeah, the team took one on that one. He didn't throw
Yeah.
the pick, but the rest of the team took it.
They said, "Yeah, don't worry, we got this."
I can't
Where
find
do we
it.
leave
Sorry,
off?
we're both looking. Total interceptions
Yeah.
thrown
No,
over
I couldn't find it
over or
either.
under a half. Gotta be over. I mean, come on.
Just
man.
for Stafford,
Yeah,
I'll take
it's
that.
minus
At even
170.
money.
No, it's minus 170.
Oh, minus 170. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that great. Not great odds.
Well, that seems like something that gets thrown into a parlay.
Oh, definitely. This is my list is for some good stuff. This will be a parlay killers if you want to use my list because my next one I have Snoop Dogg shoes during the halftime show, gold or yellow plus 600. I mean,
What were the other options? Because I didn't have this one.
so let me look it up. Let me see if I can search it in the whole website. I just looked up Snoop. No events found. Okay. Let me see if I can find it again. There's blue, that was the favorite. Is blue. I don't know why blue would be the
Blue
favorite.
shoes.
I don't know why they all won't be the same odds. Oh, here it is. Yeah, blue, white. Actually, white is the favorite. Sorry, black, orange, red, purple, silver, green, or pink. Yellow is such an easy bet. The Rams. The Snoop Dogg has 2 options. He's either a Steelers fan or a Rams fan, and both those teams have yellow. So give me the odds, baby. Plus 600.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Ride
you
it.
know?
I guess.
Ride it.
That's the things with these prop bets. Is like you might as well just take the ones that have good odds.
Oh yeah, and ones that make sense. Like it makes sense. He's he black and yellow. You know, come on. I don't think that was Sam. Was that Snoop Dogg? I don't think that was Snoop Dogg. But he's
That was Khalifa.
yeah. But still, he's a Steelers fan. Whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I have the Bengals to score first in the second half at plus 110 because I feel like that's what they do. And the Rams get up early, and they struggle. And this could be entirely recency bias, but that's just a gut call. I visualized it like maybe the Rams go into halftime up 17-3. We're like, the Bengals are in trouble, and then Burrow gets the ball and they go score.
And the defense turns up at half.
Yeah.
The defense doesn't play until the half, so and if they don't get the ball at half, they'll get a turnover because defense shows up, and then that's a good one. I like that.
Whatever Rams second half team total under also might be a good one.
That makes sense.
That sounds like oddly when you read the whole thing out, it sounds like really specific. I remember last Super Bowl I live bet the Chiefs second half total over, I think, and it didn't hit.
No, none of those overs hit in the Chiefs.
No, it did not. Let's see if I can.
We know
find
why?
it.
It's because they won the
Second
coin
half
toss.
props. Let's see. Team to score first.
All right, while you look for that,
touchdowns.
my next one.
Under 2.5 touched. Oh wait, that's both teams.
You
Sorry,
know
I
what?
won't think
No,
that
you're
loud.
fine. I had to go. I had to throw the Gatorade color in there somewhere. And blue is great odds. Plus another plus 600 for blue.
Mhm.
I'm trying to look it up right now so I can find the favorites are. But
Orange, I know, is plus 200. People think it's orange because the Bengals.
yeah, but they're in LA. It's the LA Rams.
No.
They're and
Well,
also
they also said I think it was Sam Hubbard when he went on Pardon My Take said that they've had orange like all year, so that could throw things off.
I don't like.
What was the other? There was another one that was also plus 200. What's another common one?
Red is 250.
Oh, way. Is it red? Red stains.
Yeah, lime green is 300. Blue is 600. Purple is
Purple's always. I saw
that's
purple plus
850.
900.
Yeah,
Yeah.
850. And then water is
Sometimes-
700
Ew.
or clear.
What about none?
I guess that counts as water. There's nothing on none here.
Okay. Where
The-
did I find this then?
The blue, I just feel like they're in the LA Stadium. I think the Rams are going to win. And I just think blue makes sense.
See.
But
Okay, I see blue at plus 250 on this post.
oh, got to go on Bovada then. Bovada's got it plus 600.
Why do we have different odds like that though?
I don't know, but makes me want
There's
to hammer
something
it.
behind that.
Makes me want to hammer it right now.
I smell
before they
something
change it.
off. And red is plus 700 on this one.
I just put 500. I mean, $5 on it, not 500. 500 with Gatorade.
I just hammered blue.
I just hammered blue right now. Anyways, the blue, I don't know. Last 2 Super Bowls ago, there was the Niners and Chiefs. 2 red teams. And the color was like green.
They're not going to use red.
That's true. But why not? Stain the coach's shirt. Who cares? He gets a new one every game.
That's true. I feel McVay kind of strikes me as like a I don't want Gatorade dumped on me kind of guy. You get that impression from him? Like, that's why, honestly, I kind of like the none.
Probably a little
No
bit.
Gatorade.
But I think
Either that or he's going to sprint away from it.
Oh, he hustles. We've seen him hustle on
He
the
will
sideline.
definitely
He'll
book
run
it
away.
if they try to get him.
Yeah, he'll start booking it.
But I guess that doesn't affect the color unless he runs fast enough where they can't even dump it.
That'd be a shame.
And then you
That's
don't
really a
see-
loser
That would
move.
be so tragic.
That's a loser move.
I know. You just want the super. Like, you can get wet.
Yeah, you can get wet.
I hate
Shit.
coaches that do
Yeah.
that.
I
Like,
agree.
if I was a coach and I just won the Super Bowl, I'd be like, bring it on. Give me the Gatorade
I'd
bath.
be like, douse me Super Bowl. This is what I've been working for.
Uzumu said that he would take a chili bath.
Yes, I did see that.
In Skyline Chili.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Ugh. I'd do it to win the Super Bowl. Of course I would.
Well, yeah, but that's like, you're not saying I'll do a chili bath and then we'll win the Super Bowl.
No,
Saying
yeah,
if
no,
we
that's
win the
fair,
Super
that's
Bowl,
fair.
then I'll do a chili. Like, that doesn't make any.
I
That
wonder
was like
who-
the Mike Vrabel thing.
Yeah,
when
I'll
Vrabel
cut his
said
penis
he'd
off.
cut off his penis to
Yeah.
win the Super Bowl, and people were like, "Oh, if they win the Super Bowl, he has to cut it off." It's like, that's not what he said at all. But that is what Uzumu is saying.
Yes, no, he will have to
Would be awesome.
douse himself in Skyline Chili. There's always that guy that, it's like, oh, I'll do this if, like, you guys do that. It's like, who brings this up? So, like, is CJ Uzomah just sitting there at home, like, man, if we win the Super Bowl, I'm going to douse myself in chili. It's like, okay.
What did he say? He went on Pardon My Take. I feel like that where it was from, because that would make perfect sense.
Probably. I don't know.
They
I
were
haven't
also
looked it
the
up.
ones that produced the quote that Sam Hubbard. They asked him about Harambe,
Yes.
and he
Yes.
said that
They're doing it for
they're
Harambe.
doing it for Harambe, and then it like went viral. I was like, okay, well, if you listen to the interview,
All right. Do you have
no,
any
we're getting
more?
off track.
Yeah,
I have
we
more,
are.
of course.
This one is
I'll
all-
save this.
this one's
No, I'll
great.
save this.
All right, word.
The Bengals over 1.5 field goals is a lock.
It has to be.
Minus 120.
Has to be a lock.
McPherson.
And they also don't finish in the red zone.
Yeah, I know.
They don't finish. So it's a lock. That's a major lock.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, I love that.
Mine, flea flicker, yes. Plus 245. Love it. Give me it. Love it. Absolutely. Plus 245 for a flea flicker? Like, come on. Give me something.
Have these teams run? I feel like I've seen flea flickers in the playoffs so far. I can't remember who was running them though. Was it either of these teams?
I don't know. But I think that makes me like them better. If it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
want,
haven't
like,
busted it out
Yeah,
yet.
they
They're
haven't
saving
busted out. They're saving it. I've seen Sony passes a mean flea flicker back. I've seen it. I lived it. I was there watching it. But I don't know. I think it's good odds. Like, why not? You got to pull out all stops in the Super Bowl, so might as well try flea flicker.
No, I hear you.
I'm not doing the QB throw though. Non-QB throw. I'm over it. I'm over
that was last. Yeah, that was
2
last
weeks
time.
ago. I'm over it.
There's no Debo. Odell, I feel like could chuck it though.
He could, but nah. They've already done that. They've already done it. All right.
All right, you want me to start going in my? I only have one parlay listed, but I have like 3 that I like for the same player.
Okay. Go ahead.
My guy.
Take it away.
My guy Tyler Boyd, who everyone always sleeps on. In fantasy, in real life, like they have Chase, they have Higgins, but it's like, wait, they still have Tyler Boyd. I feel like this is his breakout game. Where like everyone is reminded that Tyler Boyd is on this team. So let me just give you let me give you a couple parlays for Tyler Boyd that you can choose which one depending on how crazy you want to get.
All right.
First one is 5 receptions, 50 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, and the Bengals to win for plus 1050.
Okay.
That's a nice return.
That's a good return.
That's
yeah.
a pretty nice return. Let's get a little more crazy here and find the next one, which is Tyler Boyd to have 100 receiving yards, a touchdown, and the Bengals to win. That's plus 2,500.
That's still reasonable, though.
It is reasonable. And this one might be my favorite. Tyler Boyd to have 2 touchdowns and the Bengals to win for plus 2,600.
That's a good one because you don't have to worry about the yards. He can just be.
Yeah, it's just the touchdowns.
Yeah.
It's only 2 of them.
Yeah, that is true. Those are all, I think, all pretty solid things. I don't necessarily like. I don't know. Like when we finally take our picks, I'm still like I don't even know what I'm gonna do. But the
we didn't talk about like
we'll do that after.
These down to 3 official picks.
Oh no. We'll just take all these. We're just giving them out there, just sending them out.
Just throw them out.
We're giving out for the people. We're here for the people. But I meant like to pick the game. But if Tyler Boyd goes off, the Bengals will win. So it'll be that's a great return.
Mm-hmm. That's another one where I read it and then I visualized it in my head and I was like, yep, that's going to happen.
Nice. That's a good one. All right, I have my last pick is Joe Mixon under 100.5 yards. And as you said with Joe Burrow,
Total, right?
It's not fun to say again.
Total, like receiving and rushing, I'm assuming.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. No, it's rushing. It's rushing yards.
Not a plus 250.
I could have sworn it was rushing yards because it was in the rushing section of the.
Are you sure it's not minus 250?
It's not minus.
Because his total on mine is like 60 something.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me relook. But as whatever Joe Mixon's under is, I like it. I just don't unless it's like 50. Like come on. But I just don't think they're gonna be able to run. They haven't been able to run recently in a while, and they're also facing Aaron Donald. So
fair.
All right.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, no, that was sorry. It was over. The over was plus 250. The under is minus 400.
Oh.
Eesh. I still like the under, but that's bad. That's really bad.
Oh, the parlay.
Scrap, yeah. Throw the 400 in the parlay, but scrap that pick. Don't do it straight up. It's not worth it. All right. You want to pick the game?
I mean, you said it all year. Before the season started.
It's such a boring pick, but this is our team. We have to.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like the Bengals spread though. I think it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, I do.
That'll be my
prediction.
like
the Bengals spread. It feels kind of like un-American to pick the Rams though. Like,
I know.
Everyone in the world wants this Bengals.
Well, sometimes everyone's hero doesn't win.
Oh, I know. And it'd be almost too perfect if they won, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And here's what you got to going for you for the Rams. They're at home. This is a home game for them. They didn't have to travel. They're already on the West Coast. All things that implied with when I said home, but just explaining for the people out there.
Mm-hmm.
They have a veteran quarterback, and I guess Joe Burrow is a veteran quarterback, but by 2 years and 1 year. I mean, 3 years. 1 year didn't play, but I don't know. You have Matt Stafford. You have Cooper Kupp. He's been the best offensive weapon this whole year. You have probably the 2 best players in the NFL with Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp on your team. And that's not even mentioning Jalen Ramsey in the backfield. Weddle has been great for them. Somehow he's playing. He's like he was like us not 3 weeks ago, but so this team is built with stars. It was built to win the Super Bowl. We had them all year. Got to ride them home.
Yep. Can't switch now.
No, definitely can't.
And I still like they're the better team, undeniably.
They are the better team.
And I think like no one's refuting that either.
No,
it's just
and I think that's why
Burrow's
people
on the
want
other side.
Yes.
Here's
what
all playoffs.
Here's what the Rams have
Burrow.
Yes, and here's what the Rams have going against them. Joe Burrow.
Yep. That's
this team
and
literally
it's a lot going against them.
And it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. This team crawls back. It never dies. This game this team is so resilient. They have such a good like strong leadership. But
he's honestly like Burrow is the first guy I think in my lifetime where he's been this young and people have made like Brady comparisons. I know he hasn't won anything yet.
Yeah.
And like he's not going to win 7 rings, but where people make that comparison and I'm like I see it. Like he just has that absolute killer instinct where you just look at it like he's just sitting there like this and you're like, uh-oh. We're in trouble. We're up by 2 touchdowns. We're in trouble.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. So I don't know. I love him, and I'm gonna hate rooting against him.
I love him too. I think he's a great guy. He's a great quarterback, that's the other thing against the Rams is that they have Joe Burrow, who has been so calm and collective this whole time. He won the national championship, so he's been in he's compared. He said none of these NFL stadiums have been as loud as the SEC. Mm-hmm. And he won a national championship in the SEC. So
people were freaking out about that when he was like, yeah, I expect Arrowhead to be as loud as the SEC stadiums. And people were like, oh. And it's like, look at the SEC stadium. Like, they seat more people, and people that go to those games are
lunatics.
Insane.
Are lunatics. They're absolutely insane.
Like, you don't think the game where Bama was 2 and LSU is 3, like, you don't think that crowd was as loud as Arrowhead is?
Yeah, like you're tripping balls.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, there's no playoff games in the SEC. It's like, yeah, they're all playoff games.
Yeah, every time they face each other, it's a playoff game.
Yeah.
No, and
give me a break.
And everyone who buys those tickets is like at some point a former student. So they all have that student energy in them, and they're just loud. They're just loud.
Mm-hmm.
I really hate rooting against the Bengals, but I just think I think it just happens. They have that. I think it's that offensive line that's really gonna kill them too.
Yeah, I mean, it should have against the Titans. Like, they had no business winning that game. That's the craziest part of this whole playoff run.
They should have been out.
Is that they won that game?
Yeah.
Like, that was more surprising than the Chiefs game. I think.
No, it was, because after that happened, like, of course, everyone probably still had a lot of money on the Chiefs, but people really thought those Bengals were gonna win, and they did.
I picked them to win.
Yeah.
Same.
Just saying.
On air. Go back and listen.
All right. So our official picks, we both like. Of course, we both like the spread for the Bengals, but we're taking the Rams.
Score predictions? Should we do it?
Sure. Score predictions are so. I'm gonna go 31-28 Rams.
23-20 Rams. I think it's lower scoring than people expect.
Oh,
Tyler Boyd scores both Bengals touchdowns. I made sure when I was thinking about it, I was like, make sure to give them 2 field goals too, because they have to get.
Yes,
they gotta get those.
Yes, they gotta get the field goals. All right, we have one last thing that just ended off.
I threw some extra stuff.
Yeah, I saw. We have some stuff to throw. So Dan is back in the conversation.
I'm starting to get like a little bit excited because the NFL just like ratted him out to Congress, and because Congress was like calling out the NFL for blocking like the documents from coming out, and the NFL just sent them a letter that was like, hey, it's actually Dan's fault that these documents haven't been released. It's not our fault.
Dan de Guantanamo Bay. Let's get him arrested.
Once the NFL is no longer on his side, he's done.
Oh yeah, if
So-
Goodell and the other owners will turn, if they eventually ever turn on him, he's out.
Mm-hmm. So that's like it's the first step.
We're starting.
see.
We're starting.
The ball is rolling.
All right,
We'll
that's
see
good.
if anything happens. I'm not expecting anything to actually happen out of it, but it's at least encouraging that they're no longer like hyping him up anymore and defending him.
Well, that's good.
That's I think is big.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
No problem.
I had people on Twitter today were like, if Snyder is actually forced out, like, is the new owner just gonna come in and rename the team again? I was like, please.
Yeah, please do, and
Do it.
also throw a parade. You guys should throw a
Honestly.
Super Bowl parade if you.
Oh, I would go.
That'd be
It
hilarious.
was. I think they might sell out their first game if.
Dang, yeah, they
I'd
might.
go.
They'd make so much money
I know.
just from. Yeah, that guy is such a crook. All right, and then you want to talk about some Maryland hoops?
Yeah, that was earlier. Did I mention that? I mean, they just got absolutely trounced last night by Iowa. It was quite the scene. And I realized that like I don't care anymore because I was watching and I was like kind of rooting for Iowa.
Uh-huh.
Just like two players in particular. Jordan Bohannon hit 10 threes.
Dope.
And I was just like, I want to watch him hit threes all night. It was so fun to watch, like against my own team. And then Keegan Murray, who's like an all Big Ten player, I was like, this guy's so fun to watch. Like, just keep scoring against my team. I don't care. And that was when I was like, all right, this is a serious problem that I care this little. And somebody on Twitter, like our stupid Barstool account, which I think I should be running the Barstool account because they don't know anything. Like they tweet, they're like number 3 on Iowa is like can't miss. And I was like, if you watch any Big Ten basketball, you know who Jordan Bohannon is. He's been there for like 6 years. But they were like, I think I speak for everyone when I say this is the most disappointing game in recent memory. I was like, I wasn't disappointed at all. Like, we're not good. We're playing against a team that's better than us. Wasn't disappointed at all. The Indiana game was disappointing because we had hope, and then they came out and looked flat. This was just like that. There's a difference between bad and disappointing. This was just bad, but I didn't even care. So that's the state of the program right now. It sucks that they have to. This is like the 20th anniversary of the national championship team, so they have to honor them at a game this year. So it sucks that like this is the team that it's
That
like
has to play
probably
for
the
them.
worst Maryland team since that team that won the championship. But that game will be fun. Other than that, I'm pretty much out.
So I want to talk about my side, Gamecocks basketball, and I've come to the conclusion that I am too far into my collegiate career for Frank Martin to be fired. It's just not worth it for me. It is.
Right.
There's not going to be a new system that'll come back. Like, unless we get some Beamer type basketball coach that can change everything in 1 year, which you can't. It's just it's not worth it. So I'm just sticking with Frank. I'm gonna stick supporting him, staying supporting him until I graduate. Second I'm gone, he's gone. No, that's what the second I'm gone, I want him out. And dude, this team's garbage. Yeah,
It's tough. It really is such like, I don't know. It's so sad to have a team that's bad because it's like you can almost feel it on campus. That just no one cares.
No one cared anyways.
That's a sucky feeling.
Like the fact that, oh man, there was a couple Kentucky kids in our student section, and the security guards kicked out our students that were yelling at him. They didn't kick out the other guys. They kicked out our students. So what? Like that was just an absolute disappointment. And from the whole fans' point, and then the product on the field, the problem with this damn Gamecocks team is they always come back. Like they always like drag me back in. I'm always off the hook, and then they throw down another line, and I'm just.
I know.
I take that hook and I'm like, dude. And
I know exactly how that feels.
like me and my roommate were leaving the Kentucky game. They were down by 13 at the end, or maybe we were down by maybe it was like 13. And then all we hear is we are literally out of like the seating area. We're in like the outside, like the lobby, and here we hear 3, and we ran back inside like, oh shit, and there was like a minute left, and we were
Right.
just two dumbasses running back inside, wasting our time.
Yeah.
There's no one that like this. It feels like it's like Celtics. They can't shoot,
Mhm.
or only they can't play defense either. They're awful 3-point shooters, and they take these terrible shots. They can't hit free throws to save their lives. They really can't hit anything, actually.
I'd like to see Maryland play South Carolina.
I think it would be a good matchup.
That sounds like I think it would be the worst game ever to watch. That's what I'm getting.
The
in
other
this
thing, like,
conversation.
what's really flipped me on Frank is that his subbing makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
He subs like a madman, and it doesn't make any sense. No one can ever get in a rhythm. We have good players that are like 4 stars, and they play 2 minutes, but they play. It's not even like they play 2 minutes at the end of the game. They play 2 minutes in like the third quarter where we sub out our hot player, and they play 2 minutes, and then they sub in someone else. It just like there's no feel for the game, you know, and that's what's bothering me. So, I mean, maybe it would be better if he got fired, but I just feel like nothing's gonna change within my next 2 years, so we might as well keep him.
Yeah, that's fair. Because like people don't understand how hard it is to rebuild. in
No.
college. Like that is a whole. It's not like professional sports where you suck, you get a top draft pick.
There's a
and then
reason
you
why.
replace everything.
There's a
It's
reason
like
why.
a complete rebrand of the program.
There's a reason why
Takes
Kentucky
years.
and Duke have been good for so long. It's because
Mhm.
they haven't changed anything in so
Yeah.
long. So that's the other thing with football too, where you actually got to build something. Like you can't just grab a new coach, try it out again. You just got to build something.
Yeah. And you can't fully evaluate a coach until like 3 or 4 years.
Oh yeah.
And even then, you're like, okay, let's give him. He's got his guys in. Now let's give him like another year or two.
Yeah, like what I keep saying with, like, I'm not gonna care if they fire him now. I'm just accepting the crappy teams that are coming. But if they keep him, I still have hope. They could still drag me in every freaking Saturday. I'm wasting my damn time going to those games an hour beforehand. Get the good seats, and watch them play like dog shit. So,
Yep, I'm right there with you.
yeah, it is what it is. But I'll be there on Saturday at the 19th. See LSU.
Oh, I'm not missing a game.
No, I'll see there at LSU.
There's a chance of my missing a game. We got
Now-
Penn State next on. It's a red out. Excited.
Red out.
Already excited.
It's funny because like now it's to the point where it's like I got to see who's on Missouri, got to see who's on Mississippi State, LSU. Like let's see what
Yeah,
NBA
that's the
guys
other
are
thing.
coming.
Like I like watch these guys on TV and like I'm like I want to watch them up close.
And I do it for free.
Yeah,
I get it
it's
for
awesome.
free. Like why wouldn't I want to go?
Yeah.
That's the other thing is, I don't know about your student section, but mine is so bad.
Ours hasn't been great this year, but like for big games, it has been. It's been really good.
Yeah, it was good for the Kentucky
like when
game.
when Maryland
that's
is
it.
good, like we have one of the better student sections I think in the country.
It's funny though.
Not
At the
to brag.
Kentucky game, the whole student section was packed, head to toe, but then there was the other side of the court that was all blue.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
all blue. They started chanting "Go Big Blue," and we started going "F Big Blue, F Big Blue." We're all sticking up our middle fingers. F Big Blue, oh, dude. I'm surprised like a riot didn't happen. We were so mad at them. And there was the guys that I mentioned. They were behind us, and they were sitting there. They didn't do anything, and we would just stand up and go, "Boo, boo!" And dude, it was chaos when those guys got kicked out. Like students were
Oh, I
ready to go to
bet.
town on these guys. And there's still been no statement from Ray Tanner, our public or our sports whatever, our head whatever, but our athletic director. But there needs to be something. They started kicking out people last year at the baseball games for heckling, and he came out and said like, "Oh, like we can't be doing that." So
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
ridiculous. Let him heckle.
we're
Part
students.
of the game.
We're students.
I
It's
know.
part of the fun. Oh well. Well, at least we both have shitty basketball teams.
People around here, they keep saying like, "Oh, well, at least it's lacrosse season." I'm like, cool.
No one watches that anyways. Have fun.
Well, some people here do. They
Yeah,
go a
well,
lot.
that's true. Yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people go there.
I don't really care.
Nah, I want to get in the PLL though. We should be a PLL podcast. Get in there.
I don't know if I have the time for that.
Yeah, it's over the summer though, so nothing else
Baseball.
is on.
Oh, baseball might not even.
Nah,
happen,
that's
so.
not that. Baseball might not exist by the time summer happens. All right, I think that does it. We were expecting like 2 hours, but 1 hour and 20 minutes is pretty good. We
Got a lot in there.
Yeah, we fit a lot in for 1 hour and 20 minutes. All right. Well, hope everyone enjoyed. We're going to do a podcast on Monday for the Super Bowl. We're not waiting until Wednesday. It's too long for the Super Bowl. And we'll see you guys Monday. We'll drop a time when we figure out a time. But see everybody Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Stay safe during the Super Bowl. Make lots of money.